Today we're covering the 5 different things that they're not telling you when it comes to living here in Northwest Arkansas. So let's talk about that. Hey everybody, if you don't know who I am, my name is Phillip Shepard. I'm a local real estate agent located right here in Northwest Arkansas. If you weren't aware, I actually was a real estate broker located in the dumpster fire, the horrible, no good, terrible, state of Illinois, also known as Chicago. The worst. Anyways, I could have moved anywhere I wanted to in America, but I chose right here in Northwest Arkansas. I went to Tennessee, Utah, Colorado, parts of Texas, Florida. Woo. Anyways, I went to a lot of different places and I chose Northwest Arkansas. So if you ever want to talk about why I chose Northwest Arkansas versus anywhere else in America, call me, text me, let me know for coffee when you're in town. We can talk about all those different reasons. So without further ado, let's jump right into the content. And the first thing we need to talk about that they're not telling you about living here in Northwest Arkansas is this weird thing called a luxury tax. Now that's like kind of the pseudonym for it, but it's really called like a tax on your actual assets. So let me kind of explain what this means. It's definitely unique and there's only a couple states in America that do this. You are actually taxed per year on your assets, meaning your cars, your boats, your trailers, meaning like your trailers that pull things with, versus like other states, you're just stickering. Now back up here a little bit, so let me kind of walk you through what this means. Here's what I boiled it down to. There's a formula to it. It's very complicated. I'll link it below if I can find it. I've done a video on this before about the tax system. I'll actually pull it from there. Weird. But let me kind of break it down in a sense where like it's understandable for this like short little video. Basically what it boils down to is with when you ever have $100,000 of value, perceived value in something, you pay $1,000 of luxury tax. Now, let me kind of explain this. The thing that made me nervous when I first moved here was like, okay, so if someone buys a big truck, will they have to pay this huge fee every single year to make this truck run and keep it tagged and the whole thing? Here's the thing, when you come down here, there are 100% tons of vehicles well worth over $100,000 when it comes to trucks, businesses, all the whole thing. So what happens, what I've realized is that this happens with my vehicles. My vehicles are worth like, I think on paper, probably like 60 or 80, because I have a couple of vehicles, $60,000 to $80,000, 60 or 80, depends on the Kelley Blue Book. They don't base it on Kelley Blue Book value whatsoever. What I do is, so in theory, I should be paying with my vehicles, I should be paying, on theory with Kelley Blue Book, I should be paying around probably $500 per year of value to sticker them the whole thing. So this is all stickers, this is out the door, you don't have to pay for other extra stickers, it's just every single year to sticker them, to plate, whatever the case is. But with all my vehicles, I really pay about like $300 to $250 per year for all of them. So the way that they value vehicles and assets is very, very generous. So that makes it easy to sticker. And so at the end of it all, you are still in probably the black. When I say like it's probably a positive net to you, wherever state you're coming from. Coming from Illinois, that's unfair comparison because it was stupid. Every sticker was like, every vehicle was like $350 or somewhere. It went up last time I left. And I know other states are even more expensive than that, but here in Arkansas, for every I'm gonna say realistically for every $100,000 of value, you're probably paying like $400 or $500 for plate of true, like what they see as value of actually plating, which means you have to have multiple vehicles, probably trailers. And there's a law where I think every year that's over 15 vehicles every 15 or trailer over 15 years old, it just becomes like a standard flat fee. Like I think, or maybe it's free. I can't remember off the top of my head. None of my vehicles are there yet. But regardless, it is pretty affordable to plate and sticker your vehicles and everything assets here. But it is a weird thing that you have to kind of wrap your mind around because you're probably coming from a sticker state. That's funny. Sticker state versus luxury tax state. And the second thing they're not telling you about living here in Northwest Arkansas is the fact that it's warm and also humid. Now, a little bit of a side note here. Context matters, first off. For me, coming from Chicagoland area, it is less humid here than it is Chicago. And you're probably thinking like, what are you talking about? What are you smoking over there? So in Minnesota, Wisconsin, as well as Illinois, and also Iowa, realistically, is a very humid area. And the reason being is because it's a very ag-heavy area. And so there's something called corn sweat. And so what happens is as the summer, it sweats, literally, puts so much moisture in the air, it's ridiculous. So 100% humidity all the time around Chicagoland area, even in the city because of the obviously Lake Michigan. So I grew up in a very, very humid area, not as hot. So coming down to Northwest Arkansas, it's definitely hotter than Illinois, that is for sure. Like we're talking, I think the average sits around 93 for the summertime. And I think Chicago is like 89 or 90, so it's definitely a couple degree different, but the humidity is certainly less than Chicago. It runs around like 70, 80%, and then Chicago is much higher than that. But if you are coming from California, Nevada, Utah, Colorado, humidity is not going to be normal to you, and so you'll probably feel like, oh my gosh, you're suffocating. But it is 100% a lot better than Florida, Houston. If you've ever spent any time in those areas down in the far south by the ocean, woo, good times down there, but it's nothing compared to that. So just keep that in mind. Whoa, 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 whoa. Before we jump on to the next point, I made something for you. I made something called 3-day itineraries. So maybe you're looking to come down here, check out vacation here, or potentially move here. I made something called 3-day itineraries. So maybe you're a sports person, maybe you're a foodie, maybe you're a sightseer, maybe you have kids, whatever it is, there are 3-day itineraries linked down below for you. So you go ahead and download them and literally use them when you get down here. It kind of goes you day by day, step by step, city by city of all the interesting, cool, fun things to do when you're in town in Northwest Arkansas. I also made something called instant home updates. So maybe you're looking to move to the area using things like Realtor.com, Zillow.com, or Redfin. Way too slow. Notifications, way too slow. That's why I made something called instant home updates. Sounds exactly what it is, literally instant home updates. To enter information below, name, bedrooms, bathrooms, square footage, where do you want to move to Northwest Arkansas? Let me know all the information below. I'll make sure to miss a single notification when it comes for homes for sale or for rent, all in the whole area. Also, every single Friday I send an email out just kind of talk about all the cool things happening in Northwest Arkansas. Maybe you want to know what's going on in downtown Bentonville. Maybe you want to know what's going on in downtown Fayetteville. What is going on in downtown Rogers? What is going on in the amphitheater? What new business are moving here? What is going on with all the theater, the art, the culture, all the cool things happen in Northwest Arkansas? I send that email out every single Friday, but just a little bit heads up, just a little bit of forewarning, a little bit of something to be aware of. You will get a little fear of missing out, little FOMO, so to speak, but I promise you will be the most informed person eventually when you make it down to Northwest Arkansas. And the third thing they're not telling you about living here in Northwest Arkansas, and I kind of had to learn this somewhat the hard way, are ticks. I didn't grow up with ticks. I mean, I grew up outdoors. I grew up in Illinois. I grew up in Wisconsin. I grew up in Illinois, but I spent a lot of time in Wisconsin. Those are areas, like the whole thing. And I dealt with ticks, but nothing compared to here. Now, just to clarify, if you stay on trail in Northwest Arkansas and all the trail systems in the summertime, you will most likely be just fine, 100%. You'll occasionally find ticks. You're not going to get covered in, but nothing like that. So just clarify. Here's what I did. Stupid me. I should have known this. When I first moved here, I'm like, I'm going to go off trail. I'm going to go plopping around the forest. That was a mistake. When I came back, I went Mount Kessler, and I was just bopping around all, I don't know what I was smoking, but I came back with like 16 ticks on me. I'm like, what are these little things called? I'm like, oh my gosh, these are ticks. I had no idea. So I learned the hard way. I just flicked them off, but it was just like, oh my gosh, I have to be careful. But one thing you should just be aware of in the summertime, stay on trail. If you do brush up against stuff like overgrowth, they are going to exist there. But just know if the trail's wide, especially over in Bentonville and Bella Vista, if the trails are used all the time over there, and so you should be completely fine. But just heads up, like ticks do exist here more than I was even aware of. But just know that if you're sending your pets out in the forest, if you're a runner or hiker and you send the pets out, just get the ticks off them. If you obviously, so just be aware of that, or obviously wear the tick medicine. So just be aware that something that's more unique that here in the South versus other parts of America is ticks. Kind of weird, but something you get used to. And the fourth thing they're not telling you about living here in Northwest Arkansas is the fact that it is a very family-centric area. Now, what I mean by that is it can be both a con and a pro at the same time. If you're if you're in your probably 20s or so, just got out of college, coming here to work for a vendor for Walmart, there isn't like a huge scene for you to be part of, just to be clear. Fayetteville is a college town, but it definitely has 100,000 people that live there that are not in college. So keep that in mind. It's not like if you go to Oxford or their own core college cities. It's not that. It's literally 100,000 people that live around the city and a college just exists there. So keep that in mind. Also, the Razorbacks, it's a lot of families that go there. So the whole area is very family-centric. I've helped a lot of people that do live that are in their 20s move here. And one of the things I do kind of explain, like, hey, you're here for work and you probably be here for a couple of years. It is very family-focused. So maybe you'll meet, partner here or get married, whatever the case is, but maybe you'll move on. Whatever, doesn't make a difference. But just know that the bar scene, the things here, not insane here, to say the least. Things do shut down at an early time frame in Bentonville, in Rogers, in other parts of Northwest Arkansas. Fayetteville will stay open longer. Obvious reasons, it's more of a college town vibe. But when it comes to those kind of other core areas, there ain't much going on past 11 or midnight, just to be clear. So, but and the pro of it is that if you have a family or you want to start a family or you want to be whatever the case is, just know that it's very family centric. There's more community events, there's more community centers, there's more parks, there's more pools, there's more things to do, family friendly, cool, outdoor music, outdoor events kind of scenes here in Northwest Arkansas. So maybe you're in your 20s and you're more of an old soul kind of person, then no, you'll fit right in, so you'll be good. So just know there's not the crazy party scene here in Northwest Arkansas, but it's very family centric. And the fifth and final thing they're not telling you about living here in Northwest Arkansas Arkansas is the fact that it's outdoor everything. Everything's outdoors. Now, when it comes to events, outdoors. Even in the winter time, sometimes outdoors. So just be aware that if you, one of the perks, I'm going to lean it towards perk, is living here is that everything happens outdoors. Our music venues, outdoors. All of our events, outdoors. So a lot of times when you meet friends here, you get part of events, they're going to be outdoors. And so a lot when people move here, you're thinking, you know, there's not this season where you're kind of trapped indoors for 6 months out of the year. It's very minimal here, if at all. And so a lot of times you end up meeting friends who are biking or hiking or running or rock climbing or just want to hang outdoors, whether it's just grilling or this or that. And so it is very fun to live in an area that's very outdoor centric. Now, maybe you want to be living indoors. You might live in a different part of America, just to be honest with you. But regardless, if you want to be outdoors and just enjoy the weather, enjoy people, enjoy food, enjoy things, it's most likely going to be outdoor centric. So I see that as positive because one of the things that was important to me when I moved here was the fact that it's very outdoor centric. And like, obviously it's the same thing what I'm talking about, but when you're in Chicago or other parts of America that are colder or trapped indoors because it's too hot in some fashion, you want to eliminate the excuses of actually going outdoors. It's not too hot here, it's not too cold here. And so when you live in Phoenix, you don't want to go outdoors, you will probably die in the summertime. You don't want to go out in Chicagoland area in the dead of winter because you will die, most likely, from cold. So Northwest Arkansas fits that bill for a lot of middle ground, and so it doesn't get too hot in the summer, it doesn't get too cold in the winter, and so you can do a lot, or at least the falls are very extended here, and the winters start very late, and also spring starts very soon. So winter is very minimal here. So it is nice to be in an area where you can eliminate the excuses of spending more time outdoors, which I appreciate. All right, that's all I have for you guys today. Again, if you haven't been down to Northwest Arkansas quite yet, I made something called the NWA Starter Pack. Sounds exactly what it is. Literally a starter pack full of all the cool things in Northwest Arkansas. It comes with a 100-page guide, city by city, population, schools, hospitals, all the things you care about in Northwest Arkansas, put in one 100-page document, literally is a full packet, shipped right to your home. Plus it comes with my itineraries, plus it comes with stickers, it comes with a whole bunch of cool things happening in Northwest Arkansas, things you can put on the back of your car, the whole thing. Comes with your first free coloring book, haha, brand new. So all the cool things happening in Northwest Arkansas, package shipped right to your home, right to your home. Also, just a little heads up, a little bit of forewarning, it does come with your first free mountain bike, so that's pretty cool. And I know what you're thinking, I know what you're thinking. It's my favorite fuller F word. Free! So enter your information below, make sure they get the package shipped to you right away. Also, when you come down here, I can give you the $10 tour so I can kind of show around the whole area. Plus, we can check out some home for sale or for rent and see how far your dollar would go in Northwest Arkansas compared to where you're coming from. Alright guys, this is the next one.